Hey guys, Mr. DeTavio talking Intro to Computers. Our first lesson outside of the orientation period. You should have your Google form open. Your bell work is CPU, Central Processing Unit. And did you know computers used to take up an entire room? Well, you do now. So what? Intro to Computers. How? Our agenda. Reinventing computers. What is a computer and the roles of computers and why? Well, it's important to know the product that you're using in front of you, right? It's the basis of what we're doing, our digital literacy and keyboarding class. Practical needs for computers. Look at the subway in New York. That map is insane, right? There's colors and numbers and letters and all kinds of stuff. It's a huge area. There's 5 boroughs. You have to be able to get to multiple airports. Think about just getting into like the train station, et cetera, et cetera. We need Wi-Fi down there, and they're trying to get it installed. Computers back in the 80s. You could play Pac-Man, Oregon Trail. Look at the size of the disc that you put in. There weren't DVDs and CD-ROMs and stuff like that. Like a PlayStation game. You put a big old floppy disk. And halfway through, we're going to show you to take it out, turn it over, put it in, and hit spacebar. So you can see the really cool graphics over here on the right. Reinventing the computer, right? So Steve Jobs came into this world of computers. Computers used to take up an entire room. They were massive, right? Only the military had them, and eventually some colleges and banks. Well, he wanted to create a home computer. The video clip there is going to be about like what he did at Apple and how he reinvented himself. And the reason why we talk about what, how, why is because iPhones are not popular because of what or how. They're popular because of why we want them. So what is important, or what is a computer? A computer, your answer, is an electronic device that you can use to store and process information. It helps you do many tasks, sending emails, delivering presentations, tracking data, writing text, and organizing your files in something like Google. This is a self-driving Domino's delivery car up in Michigan. You can watch this and just check out what computers and technology are doing. But think about this. Computers' role has gone from non-existent 30 years ago to pretty much being a massive part of everything we do. Cars are self-driving, things like Teslas. You're able to get in self-driving Ubers. When you go to a grocery store, their refrigerators and freezers and their lights and their air conditioning are all on computers. And now you can even go to an Amazon Whole Foods and just walk out without going to the register. You can see that in the video exactly how all of this works. Within the next 10 years, you'll have an entirely computerized process. You will call an Uber, it'll drive itself, it'll get you to the store, you'll walk around, walk out without even having to go to the counter, to the register, get back in another Uber, and it'll self-drive you back home without you having to ever touch the wheel. Parts of a computer, you have keyboards, monitors, processors, video, sound cards, and memory. List one way that you use a computer every single day on your Google form, right? It's one of the questions. You can see old school Madden down there. Getting started. Start a computer, press the power button, right? Cause the light to turn on, the monitor kind of clicks on. And these are usually, with a laptop, you press it's all in one combination. But in our classroom, that's how it's broken down. You can see exactly what all the peripheries are around the CPU. The keyboard and the mouse, the keyboard's an input device. The main keyboard, your next answer is QWERTY, Q-W-E-R-T-Y. Look down at your keyboard and see where that's spelled out. All right, it's the first 6 keys, top row of letters. The mouse is also like the arms and hands of the keyboard. It's a relatively new invention. They started really using the mouse probably closer towards the 1990s, so 30 years ago. Common devices, right? List down one of these common devices, a desktop, laptop, all-in-one, tablet, smartphone, or like an Apple Watch or Fitbit. And a Fitbit actually solved a murder. So on that question, yeah, it did. Because of the jogger input their route, the Fitbit also had coordinates in it. It also had the person's heart rate. So when their heart stopped, they knew the time of death, they knew the location, and they knew the route that they had been on. So then they used some cameras, more computers. They tracked down the person who actually had abducted them and killed them. So pretty cool. You can see some Inspector Gadget clips there. In phones, think about this. You got Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell using the giant phone. The Razor flip phone was really big, and the Nokia brick with Snake was always very popular. All right, so I hope you guys have a great day. Finish your form, and just shoot me an email if you need to.